Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tech Sensory Solutions. The topic for today is the video game Battletoads, released in 1991. Developers: Battletoads was designed and developed by Rare, a British video game development company known for its unique and engaging titles. The game was published by Nintendo and released in 1991 for the Nintendo Entertainment System (NES). It was later ported to the Sega Genesis and arcade machines. Battletoads was co-developed by key figures at Rare, including Tim and Chris Stamper, who were instrumental in the company's growth. Plot: the plot of Battletoads revolves around three anthropomorphic toads, Rash, Zitz, and Pimple, who must rescue Princess Angelica from the evil Dark Queen. The game opens with the Toads battling various enemies, including the Dark Queen's minions, through different stages and environments. The story is simple, but it has become iconic for its zany humor, strange characters, and over-the-top antics. The game also introduced a fun, almost cartoonish tone, which was integral to its success. Gameplay: the gameplay of Battletoads is a mix of beat-em-up action, platforming, and racing. Players can control one of the three toads, and each of them has unique characteristics. The main gameplay loop involves fighting waves of enemies, jumping through treacherous platforming sequences, and surviving crazy minigames that mix genres, like bike racing or obstacle courses. The game's difficulty is notoriously high, with players needing to navigate quick reflex moments, avoid traps, and complete impossible-looking sequences. The gameplay is notable for its varied mechanics, as it constantly changes, such as in the Turbo Tunnel level, where the game transitions into a fast-paced, high-difficulty sequence of dodging obstacles on hoverbikes. Levels: the game features multiple levels, each designed with a unique environment and challenge. Examples of the levels include the Sewers, a platforming-based level filled with sludge and enemies like rats and snakes. The Turbo Tunnel, a high-speed racing level on hoverbikes where the toads need quick reflexes to dodge obstacles. The Volcano, a chaotic level filled with lava pits and enemies. The Space, a stage where the toads battle enemies in zero gravity, offering a different take on the standard beat-em-up mechanics. The level design in Battletoads is vibrant and varied, shifting from straightforward side-scrolling brawler segments to vertical platforming and obstacle-heavy sections. Each level's design keeps players on their toes and offers a different type of challenge. Enemies: Battletoads features a wide array of enemies, each with their own unique attacks and patterns. Some of the most memorable enemies include the Dark Queen's minions, various henchmen like Robomanus, and the evil scientist Dr. K. Street thugs, basic enemies that appear in early levels. Giant mutant creatures, enemies like rats, snakes, and even mutated apes that players must defeat in platforming or beat-em-up sections. Bosses: at the end of each level, players face large, tough bosses with elaborate attack patterns. Some bosses may even have unique abilities, like teleporting or creating barriers that players must avoid. In Battletoads, the bosses are some of the most memorable aspects of the game, often characterized by their large size, unique designs, and challenging attack patterns. Each boss presents a different challenge, and knowing their attacks and weaknesses is crucial to defeating them. Here's a look at some of the key bosses in the game, their attacks, and the best strategies to defeat them. 1. Big Blag Level 1, the Sewers. Attack patterns: punching. Big Blag uses his giant fists to punch the toads, often causing them to fly across the screen. Throwing projectiles: he occasionally throws objects like bombs or barrels, which can damage the toads if they don't avoid them. Best strategy: the key to defeating Big Blag is to dodge his punches while attacking him when he's not throwing projectiles. You can quickly strike when he's preparing to swing his fists, or when he pauses between attacks. Timing your jumps is crucial to avoid his punches, and you should avoid getting cornered. 2. Robomanus Level 3, the Turbo Tunnel. Attack patterns: laser blasts. Robomanus fires rapid laser shots from his hands. Close range punch: he occasionally moves closer to the toads and attempts to punch them. Minion summoning: he may call in smaller enemies to help during the fight. Best strategy: keep moving to avoid the laser blasts. Robomanus attacks can be dodged if you're quick enough, but the key is to be patient and wait for openings to attack. The best approach is to attack him while he's recovering from his punches or when he's done summoning enemies. Stay on the move and avoid standing still for too long. The Dark Queen Final Boss, Level 12, Dark Queen's Lair. Attack patterns, energy projectiles. The Dark Queen fires powerful energy blasts toward the player. Teleportation. She teleports around the screen, making it difficult to land consistent hits. Summoning minions. She can summon smaller enemies to distract the player while she charges her attacks. Acid puddles. She sometimes creates pools of acid that will damage the toads if they touch them. Best strategy. The Dark Queen is a fast and unpredictable boss, so agility is key. Avoid her energy blasts and acid puddles, and keep an eye on her teleportation patterns. The best way to defeat her is to learn the timing of her attacks and strike when she pauses to summon minions or after she teleports. Be patient and careful, as her attacks can quickly overwhelm unprepared players. Her summonable minions can be quickly dispatched to reduce distractions, but be sure not to focus on them too much and instead keep attacking the Dark Queen herself. 4. General TB Turbo Tunnel Boss. Attack patterns, shooting missiles. General TB fires missiles that can track the player's movements. Teleportation, like the Dark Queen, General TB teleports and attacks from different angles. Laser beams. He also uses laser beams that can hit multiple players if they're not careful. Best strategy. The key to defeating General TB is to keep moving and avoid the missiles and laser beams. When General TB teleports, use the time to land quick hits. His missiles are the main danger, so focus on dodging them while timing your counterattacks. Use precise timing to strike him when he's vulnerable after firing missiles or teleporting. 5. The Gargantuan Level 6, the Volcano. Attack patterns, fire breath. The Gargantuan will periodically release bursts of fire. Physical attacks. It tries to punch or stomp on the toads. Rock throw. It can throw large boulders that will crush the toads if they're caught underneath. Best strategy. The Gargantuan is slow but powerful, so you'll want to avoid its fire breath and large punches. When it prepares to stomp, try to jump over the attack and then strike quickly. The best tactic is to stay mobile, striking when there's an opening. As the Gargantuan throws rocks, make sure to avoid the projectiles while maintaining your offensive. 6. Mog Level 5, the Ice Cavern. Attack patterns, spinning attacks. Mog spins rapidly, which can damage the toads if they get too close. Ice breath. It periodically shoots a freezing breath that can freeze the toads. Charging. Mog will attempt to charge at the toads, knocking them back. Best strategy. Mog's attack patterns are a mix of spinning and charging. The key to defeating him is to stay patient and wait for him to finish his spinning attack before striking. Avoid being too aggressive, as his charging and spinning attacks can easily catch you off guard. Use the space around you to dodge his attacks and strike when it's safe. 7. The Rat King Level 4, the Sewers. Attack patterns, summoning rats. The Rat King summons rats that will swarm the toads and can deal significant damage. Slapping with its tail. The Rat King's tail can deal damage if it hits the toads. Throwing poison. It occasionally throws poison at the player, which can slow or damage them. Best strategy. The Rat King's attack pattern revolves around summoning minions. The most effective way to deal with this boss is to take out the rats as quickly as they appear, then focus on the Rat King when it's open to attacks. Avoid the poison and tail attacks by staying agile and jumping at the right moments. 8. Dr. K, the Space Station Boss. Attack patterns, laser beams. Dr. K uses rapid laser beams that fire in multiple directions. Bombs. He drops bombs that explode after a short delay. Spinning laser turret. Dr. K activates a turret that spins and fires lasers rapidly. Best strategy. The key to defeating Dr. K is to keep moving and use the spaces between his laser attacks to hit him. You can dodge the bombs by moving around the area quickly. Timing your attacks when the spinning turret is in a vulnerable state will be crucial. Keep an eye on Dr. K's movements to anticipate his next attack. General tips for boss fights. Patience is key. Many of the bosses in Battletoads require players to learn their attack patterns and wait for the right moment to strike. Don't rush in. Instead, focus on dodging and positioning yourself for a counterattack. Use jumping attacks. Some bosses have attacks that can be dodged by jumping. Be ready to use aerial attacks for added damage or to avoid certain strikes. Practice makes perfect. With the game's high difficulty, you'll need to repeat fights to learn the ins and outs of each boss. Mastering their patterns is the key to victory. By learning the unique attack patterns of each boss, players can figure out how to avoid damage and take advantage of openings to land strikes and emerge victorious. Music. The music for Battletoads was composed by David Wise, who also contributed music for other rare games like Donkey Kong Country. The soundtrack for Battletoads is widely considered one of the best of its era. It features a mix of fast-paced, energetic tunes that enhance the action, with catchy melodies and thematic motifs tied to specific levels. The music for each stage in the game reflects the setting and atmosphere. For example, the Turbo Tunnel has a high-energy, intense soundtrack to match the fast-paced gameplay, while other levels feature more moody, atmospheric tracks. The use of music in Battletoads is celebrated for how it enhances the gameplay experience, and the soundtrack is fondly remembered by fans of the game. Secrets. Battletoads is known for its inclusion of secrets and hidden features. Some notable secrets include secret stages. Hidden stages could be unlocked by performing certain actions or completing specific objectives. These stages often featured additional challenges and mini-games. Extra lives and power-ups. There are hidden extra lives and power-ups scattered throughout the levels, often placed in hard-to-reach areas, rewarding players who are observant and skilled. Code to skip levels. Some versions of the game included cheat codes that allowed players to skip particularly difficult levels or access advanced stages. These secrets added an element of exploration and discovery, encouraging players to replay levels and experiment with different strategies. Endings. The game has a single ending, which sees the Toads defeat the Dark Queen and save Princess Angelica. However, the ending is known for its humorous and somewhat anticlimactic resolution. After the Toads defeat the Dark Queen, they are seemingly left to celebrate in an offbeat, comedic fashion, typical of the game's tone. While there are no multiple endings like some games, the path to the final confrontation is challenging enough to make reaching the end feel like an accomplishment. Worldwide sales and profit. Battletoads was a commercial success, selling over 3 million copies worldwide across the NES, Sega Genesis, and arcade versions. The game was widely praised for its difficulty, creativity, and memorable gameplay. While exact profit numbers are harder to come by, Battletoads helped solidify Rare's reputation as a top-tier developer during the early 1990s, contributing significantly to the company's success in the gaming industry. Legacy. The legacy of Battletoads has had a lasting impact on the gaming industry. It became an iconic title for its challenging gameplay, quirky humor, and unique mechanics. It influenced future beat-em-up games, encouraging developers to mix genres and experiment with unconventional level designs. Over the years, Battletoads has built a cult following, with fans celebrating its difficult but rewarding gameplay, as well as its memorable characters and music. The game inspired sequels, spin-offs, and even a 2020 remake, which introduced modern graphics while preserving the original spirit. Battletoads is considered one of the hallmark examples of the action genre during the 1990s, and its impact can still be felt in games that blend humor, challenge, and creativity. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Please consider liking and subscribing if you have not. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, may legends be born.